Hi guys, hope you're keeping well. I was hoping to bring you a running video of my L400 Dodge Ram truck. It's my swamp dog. Sadly, a bit disappointing yesterday. I've had it running up and down the roads and the changing gear, and I've been gearing it up a little bit and been going absolutely fantastic. Sounds awesome, starts on the button. Got a good turn of speed, looks great. So I thought I'd take it over my flying club yesterday, a bit of grass, and I only had about probably 4 minutes run time, and I was adjusting the shift point because I was trying to get it staying first a little bit longer before it changed gear. And I was messing about with that, and all of a sudden it just stopped. And the starter motor wouldn't turn it was kind of all locked up. And then when I wiggled the clutch bell, I could see the clutch was over one way and the flywheel, it was all wobbling about. So I knew really what had happened, because I know there's a few people who've had this problem. As you can see, it's broken the crankshaft, which is a bit disappointing. Snap, so it's broke. Now, I've been on to Sterling engines and engine DIY. Haven't come back to me yet. No doubt they'll do the right thing and send me another crankshaft, but I don't think that's really the sort of the end of it, really, the problem, because if you look at the length of that crankshaft, I mean, it's a long crankshaft and it's only supported at each end, so it's a 2-bearing crank, more or less. Now it needs to be supported really on this centre journal here, so it needs like another bearing to run on that, because otherwise I should imagine this must be sort of twisting as it's going round. I mean, I've hardly used, the engine really. I've just been messing about, running it up and getting everything to sort of work on it okay, and had all the body on it and everything, and it's broken. But no doubt Toyan will get back to me, hopefully, and they'll send me a few parts through. But the trouble is like, when you do another full rebuild like this, you've got to get like a complete gasket set, all the little things like this, the little seals that goes around the rear bearing holder for the crankshaft, which is this little piece here. I mean, the engine itself is in like really good condition. I put all these back together in the right place, so I know where they go back, and they're all marked up. But all the balls are nice, the bearings are lovely, everything like that. But it must just be a weak point on this engine, because I know Dennis Dempsey's had one go, and I did see his last video when he said a few people have had broken crankshafts. So I'm not sure kind of what we're going to do here. Whether Toyan are going to kind of do a modification for their engines, I don't know. I know, it's just annoying really, because it's an expensive engine, but I was hoping it might have been tested a bit further, but it's got to be a weak point, this long crankshaft. What I was thinking of doing, whether engine DIY or something might do a kit. This is the centre part here, where there's kind of enough meat each side to put a plate on there, then make a little block and make like a bronze bearing, like you've got on the actual com rods, like 2 halves, and put like a centre bearing in there. I've not actually measured how thick that is, but it'll probably go into the waterway. But I think there's enough there to run like 2mm screws and lock a little plate on there, and then make another block on top with like 2 half-round bronze pieces, like we've got on the end of the com rods. You can see there's a brass or bronze bearing in there. So I don't know if Sterling can do this, or Toyan Engines can sort of modify that, because they'd be onto a winner, because it's absolutely stunning engine, a really lovely piece of work. It's kind of just let down by this crankshaft. This diameter here I've measured. Now you could run on that. That is quite good, that size. That's about 12 mil. So if you can just support, this is what I'm looking at. If you can just support this centre journal there, I'm sure we can like save this engine. Now, if Toyan are going to do it, I don't know. I'll be happy if they just send me another crank, and I'll have a go at doing it myself. Modifications. I've done a few on these. I might have a go at making that. You know, it's only got to be supported. It doesn't need, you know, to be a really good fit. A couple of bronze sort of half round bushes around there, I think would work lovely, and it'll just stop. You know, because you think that's doing that all the time, and all of a sudden something's got to let go, because they're only like 6 mil, and there's no support over that whole length. It's only supported on the two ends. So it was disappointing, but if Toyan can get back to me, I shot my mail last night, and I went on Facebook Messenger this morning. Like I say, they haven't come back to me yet, but no doubt they will. But I'm going to need a full gasket set, because the head, you know, just scrape the head gasket off, or I've used a bit of carb cleaner, seems to get it off quite nice. You know, and I've got a temperature gauge on the car now. Everything was running nice and cool. You know, there's no heat issues or anything like that, and it had plenty of power. And I was just, you know, I had such high hopes yesterday, because I was just altering the gear change, you know, because it was just sort of, it was revving nice, and it was just clicking into second too early. So I was just trying to get it to, and it was only on tick over, and it just broke. So it's really strange. It's kind of, unless it broke before, and then when it come in, you know, it went, I don't know. So what I've done is I've kind of put all the nuts and bolts and everything all back in there, cleaned everything up. You know, I've been all morning doing it. I've cleaned everything up now. Got all the nuts and bolts back in there in the right place. I've numbered all the rockers so they go back in the same place. I've numbered the pistons and the bearings and stuff like that, because when you get these engines, the bronze bushes, or the main bearings, not main bearings, the conrod bearings have got the two little bronze pieces, and then they're sort of like glued in, or with a little bit of bearing fit or something, so it helps you put it together. So all those I've numbered, so I know what journals they go on, but it really doesn't matter, because, you know, I'll be getting another crankshaft, and it's like starting again. So, but I thought, well, at least the pistons are going the same bores. So, you know, we don't know what we got coming with the crankshaft yet. So, you know, I'm pleased in you know, that it did go so well just for a little while, and I was over the moon with it. And then the engines let go like this. It hasn't done any other damage. There's nothing else, you know, wrong with it. So that's where we are on the on this this Toyan. I've done a few other mods actually on the car, but the main one is fit like the temperature gauge, because when I went out on the first time, it was overheating, you know, and it blew the head gasket. So I've actually put a new head gasket on it, and it was running absolutely beautiful. And I moved the fan up, and I actually higher the gearing, so it's cut the revs down on the engine, and it actually sort of it used to run at like 65, something like that, and it actually run down to like 41 to 51 degrees. I've got like a little sensor in the header tank, and you know, it all works quite well. So that's where we are on this one, guys. Hopefully trying to get back to me and help me out on this. And I'll see you in the next one, guys. Look after yourselves.